For a year, I blamed her. I blamed the courts. I blamed everyone. And I stayed exactly where I was. And fuck, it was exhausting, bro. It was exhausting constantly looking external from my situation for people to blame, for me to feel some immediate better feeling about myself. You know, nothing changes until you choose to change. And unfortunately, as men, change starts with us. If you want to change your external world, you must look internally. You know, the righteous loop of blame of me constantly pointing the finger, you know, at my ex and what she did and all these different things. It took for me to understand that where your focus goes, where your attention goes, is where energy flows. So constantly my energy was flowing outwards to somewhat feel better about myself in the moment, when all that was doing was leaving me depleted and in a loop. There was no angle out, you know. It's when you decide to accept responsibility for the situation you're in, the part that you played, and then accept that that is where you are, that is where you can make change. And when you keep your energy focused on the things that you can control, like how you show up, how you talk to people, how you react or respond to things that happen to you in your life, how you stand, you know, like a man who identifies with his divorce, who is constantly giving his energy outward, he's slunched over, he's down, he's got bags under his eyes, you know. He's the type of guy who, when you say, oh, hey, mate, how you going? Oh, yeah, slaving away. You know, like, it's in everything. It's in every way that they show up. And until you turn that back around on yourself and, you know, accept I played a part in what happened and here we are right now. How can I become the best version of myself? And that is by assessing your own actions, assessing how you react to different situations. And it is a powerful moment. It's a powerful moment because until you do that, you are not capable of change. The best thing you'll ever do, best thing you'll ever do in this journey is stop, look in the mirror, and have really hard conversation with yourself. All of those loops that you've been running, all of the things you've been saying. I talk to men all the time. And it's, she's doing this and she's that and she did this and she did that. And it's, you know, like, I hear you and it sucks and it's, you know, it's fucked. It's not right, but it is what it is, you know. And if you do want a result, it's what you got to do. And, you know, like I said, it sucks. It's unfortunate, but for men, with change, if you want change, it really does start with us. And, you know, the more that you lay there continually telling all your friends or telling yourself and, you know, just solidifying how much of, you know what she is, you're just going to stay stuck. You really are going to stay stuck. And what you don't change, you'll choose. What you aren't changing, you're choosing. So if you're not changing your outlook on the situation and focus on bettering yourself, you're choosing to stay where you are. And some people actually, they like playing the victim, you know. They want people to feel sorry for them and, you know, that's easy. Playing the victim's really easy. But it's also really, it gets boring. It gets boring for the people around you. It gets boring for yourself. Do you know what I mean? Like, there's no pride in continually fucking blaming other people. So there's a point in time in your journey, like mine and like many others, that you have to sit there and fucking look yourself in the eyes and say, this is who you are. Do you want to change or not? And if you don't want to change, shut up. If you do want to change, book a call. Jump into start journaling, start reading. Read books around self-help. Like, it's as simple as that. And that's what I'm pushing. I'm pushing to take us out of the victim mindset and to take action and take responsibility for ourselves and how we think and how we act, how we show up, how we be a dad. All of those things is what I'm trying to push. And that doesn't take away from the court system and all these other little entities that feel like they're against us, because I do believe they are. They 100% are against us. But at the end of the day, you can sit there circling around that and feel sorry for that and, you know, sit in that misery for 3-4 years and then still lose. Or you can take the fight on with yourself and take responsibility, start showing up, make some change, and take responsibility for your life, you know, take responsibility for your feelings and your growth. You know, at the end of the day, that is what it's all about. You want to have your kids back, and you're willing to, you know, do any of these little courses that are, you know, suggested by the courts. But the best thing you can ever do is really embody the change. And when your ex-partner is sitting there telling the courts about who you are and he's this and he does that, and you're showing up as a different person and presenting a completely different story in person to what she's saying, fuck, the proof's there. Like, that's where the power is. She can say whatever the fuck she wants, but if you rock up reacting and acting the same way that she's talking about, what do you think that's going to look like? Or if you rock up looking like a completely different version of yourself, I think it'd be really hard for anyone to sit in that room and say, yeah, I agree with her. So yeah, nothing changes until you do, and it was one of the hardest things I ever had to accept. If you want, you know, this channel is literally about sharing my journey through divorce, as well as coaching men through the divorce and all the things that I've learned. So hit the subscribe button, follow along. If you want to know more and you are curious about change, in the description I'll put a link. You can book a call with me. We can discuss how you can join the community and whether the community is something for you. So appreciate you guys watching, and I'll see you on the next one.